Spartan Agoge meets Bhagavad Gita. Forge unshakable self-belief through ancient trials. Welcome to a journey where ironclad discipline meets the quiet depth of ancient scripture. In the next minutes, we will walk through 5 chapters of age-old lessons that shape resilience, purpose, and an unshakable belief in oneself. Each chapter will bring a story from long-gone worlds, show how it can be worn into modern wear, and leave you with a question to ponder. Take a deep breath, let the ancient echo in you, and get ready to forge a stronger you. Chapter 1: The Bronze Gauntlet. The first story arrives in a small Greek town where the children of Sparta were whisked away from ordinary life at the age of 7 to begin the Agoge, the training for warriors. They ran across rocky slopes, swam against cold currents, and learned to endure pain without complaint. Even after every day ended, the young warriors would sit under the shade of olive trees and meditate on their purpose, to serve the greater good of their polis. Modern listeners ask, how can this intense training translate into a busy city office or a creative studio? The key is to adopt the spirit of small, daily trials that build your endurance. Choose one task that feels uncomfortable, maybe speaking up in a meeting, reaching out to a mentor, or starting a new project, and commit to that practice every day for 30 days. Just as the Spartan youths built their bodies and minds through repetition, your own habits will strengthen your inner belief. Conclusion: even a stone-cold lake can become a training ground if you choose to dive in consistently. Call to action. If the story of the Spartan Gauntlet struck a chord with you, please give this video a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and follow for more journeys through ancient lessons. Reflective question: what is one daily trial you can begin today that will challenge you enough to grow, yet feel possible enough to start? Chapter 2: Arjuna's Crossroads. We turn now to a sage scroll from the East, the Bhagavad Gita. In the lush green fields of Kurukshetra, the warrior Arjuna found himself staring at a battlefield of friends, mentors, and family. He was paralyzed by doubt and uncertainty. The prince's charioteer, Krishna, offered a teaching that would forever change his understanding of duty and self-authenticity. Krishna told Arjuna to stand firm, accept the present moment, and act with self-belief, not because the outcome was guaranteed, but because his duty called upon him. In today's world, many of us feel stuck at a career crossroad, unsure of the right path or fearful of failure. The lesson here is to anchor yourself with clarity about what you're called to do. Write down a mission statement that captures your values, and then create one concrete action step that aligns with this mission. Whether it's updating your resume, starting a side project, or learning a new skill, the act of aligning intention with action renews self-confidence. Conclusion: facing uncertainty does not mean you surrender. It means you become clear and decisive. Call to action. If Arjuna's courage inspired you, hit the like button, share this insight, and subscribe for more stories that empower your daily choices. Reflective question: what is the clear task that aligns with your deepest values and could move you forward in the next week? Chapter 3: The Dragon of Fear. Legend speaks of a dragon that guarded the treasure of a wise king in ancient China. Only a hero unafraid of the unknown could reach that treasure. The hero's journey mirrored the internal battle many of us face against fear and self-doubt. In the stories, the hero does not use arms or weapons, but instead whispers a mantra of focus and determination into the beast's ears. The dragon dissolves, revealing that the real treasure was the confidence gained along the path. In the business world, fear often stops people from launching a product or pitching a proposal. The modern equivalent is a simple fear journal. Write about what scares you about the project, then counter every fear with a proven record of how you have overcome similar doubts. When the next hurdle arrives, read the lines back to yourself. The realization that fear is merely a temporary illusion will empower you to keep forging ahead. Conclusion: the dragon of fear is not a creature to crush with force, but a lesson in self-belief. Call to action. The dragon story invites you to act. Like this video, share how you fought your fears in the comments, and follow for more ancient wisdom applied to everyday life. Reflective question: which fear will you confront first, and what evidence of your past resilience can you bring to bear on it? Chapter 4: The Lotus of Calm. On the banks of the Ganges, a small village listened to the wise teaching that calm minds are the best warriors. A A common image from Indian tradition is the lotus flower that rises out of muddy waters untainted. This concept is directly linked to modern meditation practices that sharpen focus, manage stress, and cultivate an unshakable self-belief. Today's high-speed world can leave even the most experienced professionals drained. The lesson is simple: start a daily 10-minute breathing exercise. Set a timer, sit comfortably, focus on the breath, and let thoughts drift. When you return to your tasks, you do so with a sense of center and calm, like the lotus. Conclusion: the lotus reminds us that strength can flourish even in the most chaotic waters. Call to action: if you find value in cultivating a calm mind, press like, share your experience, and subscribe so we can explore more practices to lift your confidence. Reflective question: at what point during your day can you integrate a brief pause that lets you reset and refocus? Chapter 5: The Forge of Purpose. Across cultures, the image of the forge is a symbol for transformation. In Greece, the blacksmiths forged swords for heroes. In India, the fire of the yajna ritual was used to consecrate the self. The story of an ancient craftsman in a distant village illustrates that mastering a skill requires repeated sparks of effort. He set a small bell on his anvil, struck it each hour, and with each clang he grew closer to the melody he desired. In your own life, purpose is the anvil. Set deliberate goals, one for personal growth, one for career, one for community. Each goal is a hammer strike that shapes character. When you hear a setback, use it as the flame that adds depth to your work, not a reason to quit. Conclusion: the fire of purpose, when harnessed with focus, turns raw material into something enduring. Call to action: if you feel inspired to craft your purpose, give a like, share the goal that aligns with your forge, and subscribe for deeper journeys. Reflective question: what is one intention you can turn into a daily practice that will create lasting change in your life? Philosophy Spotlight: Stoicism. The ancient Roman thinker Marcus Aurelius, who lived during the same age of Greek thought, left a legacy that fits perfectly with our theme. Stoicism is a philosophy about discipline, resilience, and finding clarity amid chaos. It teaches that we have control over our own minds and reactions, whereas external events are beyond our influence. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private notes to himself the belief that living in harmony with reason and nature is the true path to inner peace. 3 lessons from Stoicism that resonate today are: 1. Control what you can, accept what you cannot. When stress or adversity strikes, focus your energy on actions you can influence, your preparation, mindset, and response. Let go with grace of what is beyond your grasp. This reduces paralysis and sharpens effectiveness. 2. Embrace discomfort as growth. Stoics practice the art of voluntary hardship. Whether by staying in a hot shower or working through the night, they accepted suffering as a training ground for resilience, mirroring the Agoge and Gita lessons about facing trials head-on. 3. Live according to principles and virtue. The Stoics identified wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance as the highest goods. In modern business or personal pursuit, anchoring decisions to these values builds trust, clarity, and consistent self-belief. Connecting these to our script, Spartan discipline echoes Stoic endurance. Bhagavad Gita's focus on duty aligns with Stoic virtue ethics. The dragon of fear dissolves through the Stoic practice of viewing challenges as opportunities for strengthening. Takeaway: the Stoic practice of daily reflection, journaling the day's trials, and reinforcing the principle of focusing on the controllable will keep your heart steady even when the world spins. Conclusion: the ancient world held a treasure of wisdom that, when brought to light, provides practical tools to build a resilient and unshakable self-belief. From the rugged training of Sparta to the thoughtful teachings of the Gita and the measured discipline of Stoics, every lesson invites you to practice small, deliberate steps every day. Final call to action: if you found this dialogue between ancient trials and modern living moving, please hit the like button, share your own practice or story of self-belief, and subscribe so we can continue to explore more timeless lessons together. Together, we forge the self that cannot be shaken.